have in our team one of the members from Colombia who was empowering children, women, men, adults, anyone, to understand the capacity of their body. You know, how you can move and dance, you know, and connect with that tradition, especially the African tradition who moved to Brazil. So we were talking about eco-friendly fashion, and this is the moment to introduce Henry Wanjala, who is one of the lead founders of the Kenyan Boys Choir, that is very well known in the country, because they have actually traveled abroad delivering a message of peace through music. And he happened also to be very much connected, very much connected with the beauty and style of African fashion. And beside that, with mom, his late mom used to do crochet. And he said, okay, let me get all these crochet pieces of my mother and create a collection. And I have to tell you that that beautiful collection was launched at an event we put together with Elizabeth to support Alzheimer's organization at the Michael Joseph Center. So this is how you continue to see the connections with all the people in the circle. So let's welcome Henry Wanjala.
Thank you so much, Tony. I will actually just be honest and just say I'm actually in awe of everyone here. I'm actually looking forward to listen to everyone. You know, sorry. Hi everyone. So sorry. All the speakers so far, I'm like, wow. What will I even say? Thank you so much, Wani. Wani has, I don't know. The first time before I met Wani, I just saw emails. I was just seeing emails. I was not around, but I could see emails my team was writing. There's this lady who wants to work with us, she's Spanish, she sings Spanish, so the communication wasn't clear, but when I flew back to the country, and then we met at Galleria Mall, and that was it. The rest is history. Okay, my name is Henry. Today I just want to share a little bit about myself and my story and my journey. I'm the last of 11 kids. So you can imagine how many. You can imagine I'm the last of 11 kids, and I am the sixth of the boys. We have 6 boys, 5 girls. Okay, so I was the closest to mom. So mom, first of all, was a soprano singer. So she would always sing. She was a soprano. So we were there singing, and every time she's singing, she was a tailor and a designer. So we're next to the machine. I'm always there with her, and she's making all this, people designing Christmas holiday. She was always busy because people wanted to dress well and look good for Christmas. So I was always there with her. And so I learned, we sang together when she's working. So that was the process of me just falling in love with music. And also one of my late sisters, she was into knitting. So she was using the, so I remember for those who remember Amido Center, you know where you buy the singer machines. So I remember because we had singer machines in the house. So the patterns for sweaters and all these things. So I grew up with that. So I loved being in that creative space because that's how I grew up. So having said that, once upon a time, many years back, I remember when my mom we moved to another area, I can't remember very well, and there was no church choir. So my family was the church choir. My sisters, my brothers, they were the church choir. So because I was so young, I was just seeing them rehearsing and all these things, so I grew up in that. So for me, that is my love for music and my love for fashion as well. So of course, growing up, primary school, doing music festival, doing the singing games, playing the instruments, fast track to high school. Now high school, I fell in love with music because of the harmony. So I joined the school choir. I was in St. Thomas Aquinas. We were known for a lot of singers of penguins. Yeah, AQs, of penguins, and all this, you know, being one of the top Kenyan boys choirs. So that also propelled me to knowing what music is, competing. So I loved competing. So when I finished high school, even before finishing high school, I really wanted to know how we can continue singing. And that's why part of the ones who we graduated now decided to sing together. And that's why we formed the Kenyan Boys Choir. So what happened, we called friends who we met over the years during the competitions. So he said, we have these songs, maybe we can sing some of the songs you sang in high school. So we started that journey together with that. So the journey began, and I remember I was always told, you're in charge of what are we going to wear? What are we going to wear, you know? So I also had to come up with that, what we are going to wear. I know I did drawing and design in school, so I'm the one who designed the logo. I just remember just a pencil, and I designed the logo, and just the journey of just boys who dreamt of singing and continuing being together. So through that, we started singing a lot, and once upon a time we were singing, there's this song, we started at the National Theatre. So back then, if you came to the National Theatre, we were always on one edge of the National Theatre singing, and everyone was like, these boys, you know, we do some laps, there's a huge tree, so we'd always run before singing. So we sang. So one day we were singing this song, take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd, buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. So what happens is, the Norfolk Hotel, the Fairmont, used the National Theatre as the parking space. So there were two Americans from the American High Commission, the embassy. They parked the car and they were walking to have lunch. Then they hear this song that in their wildest dreams they would not think it would be sung in Nairobi. So they came to us and asked us, how did we know about this song? Because you know it was getting there. So through that we were able to be invited for the 4th of July at the American Embassy. And that changed everything, because we were able to perform to different people who we didn't know. So in the crowd, there's somebody who really loved. This is July 4th, but I can tell you, because of that performance, in August we're in Las Vegas. That is how fast everything was. So that's how the journey. So in Vegas, now we started getting return business. In Vegas, we work with Mikato Safaris, I think one of the top luxurious travel companies. So because it's a Kenyan company, the Pintos, but the headquarters is in New York. So that's how we started the journey, meeting these people from the travel, the virtuosos and all this. It was now this amazing, you know, meeting the Carlsons, who, you know, all this, we started working like that and started traveling the world just because of, I just remember that song. And that is the journey of the Kenyan Boys Choir, and getting to work with so many people across the world. And through this journey, I was the one who was designing every single thing, every single piece that the choir was wearing on stage. So I know I was always in love with fashion. I designed even for my sister's company. During the Nairobi show, they always have this competition. I don't know what they do. They have stars and the president gives them, I don't know what was happening. So I always used to do this. I always used to design, even for schools. So just to fast track, I know I always wanted to design. So I sat one day with one invited me over for lunch. And she had seen what I do. And she said, Henry, you cannot sit in a cocoon. You cannot be just some. You are a fashion designer. You need to step out. You know, and that's what she put. And then I was like, okay, sawa. You know. So I said, okay, sawa. So I had this idea, of course, through my late mom. We had crochets. We had everything that my mom had made. So I asked my big sister to do something about it in memory of mom. So she didn't understand what is wrong with me with taking things and all these things. So I took the crochet, I created these pieces, and I remember I worked with the Kariobangi women, and there was a program that they were doing, and we worked with them and Eliza, and it was an amazing, amazing event. And I remember that was in 2016, and I remember in 2015, just because of dressing up, somebody invited me. I met the president of Eco Fashion Week, originally in Vancouver, but in Seattle, but in Vancouver. So I remember that connection, and through this connection I was able to connect, and I was invited. I was the only African fashion designer to invite for Eco Fashion Week. So I used the collection. I just changed a couple of things, and I went to showcase this collection of the crochet in Seattle. And that was the journey of me stepping out and just going out there and doing it. And the collection, I called it Paris. That was my mom's name. So I called it Paris, and I launched that. And through that, everything spiraled, because it was eco-fashion. The United Nations Environment reached out to me. I started working with UNEP from 2017 all through. And through 2017 to 2018, in 2019, UNODC reached out to United Nations Department of Crime, and Justice, I think Justice or something, and they were working with the children, the Department of Children, so the correctional. So I was working with the Kirigiti Girls Center and Dagoretti. So now they were doing a program where we donated a machine to mentor the girls through fashion. Because there are those who really wanted to work, and before they graduate or they go to the next step, they need to learn something, they need to do something. Even if you get a machine, be a tape, to start from somewhere. So we started mentoring these girls for both Kirigiti and Dagoretti. And the best part about it, every single design, I sat with those girls to design. Even the design process of how can you come up with this, what kind of skirt, what do you see yourself in, what kind of design will make you feel comfortable. And I can tell you for sure, it has gone so well because there was a fundraiser. We worked with a Spanish company, and all the designs, we featured them in Madrid in 2020, just before COVID. Of course, because of COVID, the girls could not travel and the teachers could not travel. It was a whole, everything, one phone call changed everything, and just found ourselves as designers there, because I worked with a couple of my friends as well. So this is a program that I think is ongoing. Of course, I'm not part of it anymore, but I'm happy that I'm the pioneer designer who started this and worked with them, because it has changed a lot, because now the girls have been zoomed on in regards to fashion and what they want to do. And I'm happy. I always keep in touch and see what they're doing, and it's something that is amazing. And it's a journey that I'm proud of. Of course, for music, I've been nurturing boys ever since, because I grew up. I have young boys who are still singing up to now, and my work is to make sure they make it. Not only that, I am very proud to tell you that we have over 10 boys who have settled in the US working, because of the connects we've had through the tours and everything. And those who aspire to travel, we have one of the best operatic singer called Lawrence Baraza, now in the US. Of course, through just the travels and everything, and we support them and they support us and they mentor more boys. For me, it's all about being selfless. For me, it's about what can I do to improve someone else's life, because I know I improve. If someone else's life improves, I improve as well, because that's the only way. And of course, seeing all of you here, today I'm just here, I just want to be a sponge. I just want to listen and learn. What can I pick? What can I add value? Of course, I've seen the Nyatiti out there. Of course, my teacher, Mr. Nyamungu, passed on. May God rest his soul. And it's one of my passions, actually. I used to play the Nyatiti for a while.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's something that I'm proud of. Art is who I am, and I usually tell them art is everything, from fashion to paintings to photography to styling. There's just so much, because art is a reflection of what what your eyes is a reflection of what you see. So for me, I'm really, really happy. Thank you so much, Wani, for making this happen. I know we spoke on Zoom. The last time I saw you was in 2018, I believe. Yes. And it's good to see you after this. Of course, COVID happened, but I'm happy to see all of us are here alive, healthy. And I know I'm just glad. I know from this time onward we can work together. Let's exchange. Let's see what can we do together and improve one another, because that's the only way we are going to be a strong entity. In the book I just wrote Ubuntu, because that's everything. I am because we all are. Okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Henry. And as Henry mentioned, moving cultures is about interdisciplinary activities. It's about everyone doing everything from their space of expertise. Because you are all experts on your own right, but together we become one force. And talking about photographers and talking about tourism. So we have two members who are in the house. We're going to start with you, Immaculate, then you can come forward very quickly to talk about your journey, and then we're going to have you ladies. Okay? Thank you. Hi guys.
Hi.
I didn't know I'm going to speak.